Okay everybody, welcome back to Gaming with Uncle Greg. In the last video we were up in Great Sky Island and we finally came down to Hyrule Kingdom after finding the first 4 shrines and getting a bunch of abilities. So here we are, and we have this golden beacon on our map that tells us it wants to go to our first spot down here in Hyrule Kingdom. I'm just going to take a moment to look around, get my bearings. That's the castle where we started this whole story, in the basement, before we were, you know, kind of killed and then brought to the Sky Island. And then here's the golden orb on our map that basically tells us our first location that Zelda wants us to go to. And that's the tower right there that's on the map, so we're going to head in that direction. And if you're playing this for the first time, please take a moment to look around and just check out all the areas where you are and, you know, really take in this amazing world that they created. And if you like Breath of the Wild, this is even better. Now here we have one of our first enemies down here. It's called the Bokoblin, a red Bokoblin. They're really easy to kill. And I'm going to sneak up on them and take them out. Yeah, there's another one there. I'm going to take him out too. Yeah, like I said, these are pretty easy to take out. The headshot always gets it. And then, as always, collect everything. Now, especially like their horns and their body parts, because I can fuse those to any weapon and make a better weapon. Alright, let's take a look around, see if there's any treasure over here that they were guarding. Yeah, there's a couple crates. Gonna switch to my axe because the axe is the best for dealing with wooden things. Grab some arrows. Think I see a sword over here in the ground. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take those 2 weapons I just found and make them into better weapons by fusing some stuff to it. I suggest you always do the same. As soon as you get new weapons, fuse what you can and make them stronger. So yeah, I'm taking 2 swords that were 5s. One became an 11, one became a 10. And you notice the name changes when you make it into a new weapon. Okay, so here's a well. And unlike Breath of the Wild, in Tears of the Kingdom, there's actually an underground, and you have caves and wells that you can go into, and there's usually lots of cool stuff. So we're going to go down into this well and see what we can find. Okay, we've got a new type of mushroom. It's a bright cap. When you make this into a meal, it'll help you glow in a cave. And whenever you see the rock formation like this, we know that we have to smash it open. There's usually something behind it. And here we have a bunch of gemstones. Okay, we have some fish over here that do the same thing. When you make them into a dish, they make you glow, basically. Although I do think that the fish make a stronger meal where you glow for longer periods of time than the mushrooms. Oh, there was one I missed up there. Yeah. Good old bomb flower. That's what they're good for. Alright, got us some amber. Alright, I think that's it for down here. Oh, let me get a lizard first. Yeah, so these lizards are great for making meals that help you stick to walls when you want to climb up a wall that's wet. Or if it's raining outside. Alright, let's ascend up and continue on our way to the place on our map. Okay, alright, so we are not ready to take on this group right here. The small red bokoblins are not a big deal, but their big boss bokoblin is a big deal. And I don't think we have what it takes to take them on. So we're just going to go around them for now. Alright, you know what? Maybe I'll take them on. Let me save first, just in case I lose. But I think I could use some bomb arrows and kind of beat these guys, so let's go for it. I'll just grab these fire fruits. Alright, here we go. We'll use fire first, and then when the big guy sees us, we'll use our bomb flowers. Okay, I probably should have changed weapons to start. I gotta watch out for that big guy. He's running right towards me. I'll take these guys out first. Back to the bomb flowers. A couple more should do it. There we go. Now I'm gonna collect all the parts. So I can either make weapons or trade things in. Alright, we got a Boko shield. Not bad. Some of these things I'll use for weapons. Other things I will use to upgrade my armor or to sell. Let me grab these fire fruits while I'm out here. Alright, let's get these boss bokoblin parts. We got the fangs, and then we've got the horn, and the horn's great. It adds 10 fuse power to whatever we add it to, so let's make a weapon out of it. Yeah, let's break something apart. And then we can make a better weapon than we had. Cool, so now we have a weapon that has strength of 15. And there's a shrine over there. I'm going to mark it out just so I can come back to it. That'll be our first shrine in Hyrule Kingdom. Alright, so I'm going to keep heading over here. Alright, here's our first location in the Hyrule Kingdom. We're going to have a little bit of a dialogue with these guys here. They recognize us. It's you, you're back. Where have you been? Last that anyone saw of either you or Princess Zelda was when you went to investigate the gloom. And then the castle rose into the sky and everyone's been so worried about what happened to you. Purah has nearly worn herself out trying to figure out where you two went. Purah is working in that large building over there. Please report to her right away. She'll want to know you're all right. So here we are at Lookout Landing. We're going to explore it later. For now, we're just going to go find Purah. And before we meet Purah, we're going to meet her assistant, Yosha. And a lot of dialogue is going to happen here, so let's just let it play out.
What?
That hair, those eyes, Doc.
Oh.
Dr. Purah. The swordsman has returned.
Now where have you been? Linky, you're not a ghost, are you? Hey. That looks interesting. Phew. One step at a time. What exactly happened? So when you and Princess Zelda go beneath Hyrule Castle, you discover a mysterious mummy which suddenly reanimates. Then Zelda falls into a fissure and vanishes. That must have been when the castle rose and the ruins fell. Then, later, you wake up on a sky island, saved by the arm that was stuck to the mummy. You get the Purah pad from an unusual creature, and learn that your new arm belonged to someone named Rauru. The Master Sword disappears. You hear the princess's voice, and find your way here. What?
Then...
What?
Are you saying you came from up there? This Rauru you met, I think that's what the first king of Hyrule was named. Are they one and the same? So much of this doesn't make sense yet. But I'm certain that mummy you found under the castle must be related to the upheaval. The castle rising up, the ruins falling down from the sky. The mummy must be connected to it somehow. And then there is the most important detail of all. You're sure that you heard the princess speak to you? And she gave you a clear message to find her? If that truly was the princess, then that means she's alive. Maybe she's trapped beneath the castle and needs help. That settles it. I know you only just returned, Link. But I need you to meet with the search party up at the Hyrule Castle. They've been searching tirelessly for you two. The captain in charge of the search is named Hoz. Work with him to find the princess as quickly as you can.
Yes.
I know that mummy may still be lurking somewhere around there. Which is concerning to say the least, but we have more immediate problems to deal with right now. I'm counting on you, Linky. Okay, so whenever we talk to a main character here, it updates our Purah pad in the character profiles. and you can read up and find out a little bit more about each person. But basically, we just completed our first mission, and now if we look at our adventure log, you know, we made it to the Kingdom of Hyrule. She's putting us on a mission to go to Hyrule Castle, talk to Hoz, and then find out how we can find Zelda. So for now, I'm just going to stay on mission and do that. If you want to roam around and explore, go for it, but I'm going to stay on mission just for now. I'm going to go out the front door here. And if we just take a moment to look at the map, let's get rid of this because that was our original pin. So that's where we're heading, up to Hyrule Castle, where we started this whole adventure in the basement, and we're going to find Hoz. I'm going to be doing a lot of walking, so if you want to fast forward through, go for it. I'm going to definitely put markers so you can fast travel through this video and go to places you want to go to instead of watching in real time. Okay, so over here, there's something. There's a gravestone. There's also a new flower, Silent Princess. So basically, when you make this into a meal, it allows you to move without people knowing you're there. Oh, what am I doing with this giant sword? What a silly man. Let me switch. Okay, remember, the piece parts are really, really vital. I mean, I collect everything, but there's certain things that are even more important. And Keith's wings and Keith's eyeballs, very important. Oh, look over here. There's just some random weapons sitting around. All right, it's hard to ignore this. Let's get rid of some of the ones that aren't as strong. Traveler's Claymore. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Let's grab that. Also, let's see. What is this spear worth? 3? Okay, good. I'll take it. And I think I'm going to make... Let's make these into better weapons right now. So this I'm going to put on my spear. Turn that into a nice strong 13 spear. And I think, let me see, do I want to... Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's grab these two. And let's do the same thing with our 2 swords here. All right. Let me go back to my spear because I love spears. Now, there's people you can talk to along the way. They're not really important to the story, but you can stop and talk to whoever you want. I'm just going to go up to the doors here. So little stamina we got. But pretty soon we're going to have a lot. All right, so when you get to the doors, you're going to use your Ultra Hand and open the doors. Okay. Yeah, there we go. And we're just going to keep heading up and heading towards our locator on the map. All right, so we're gonna head inside here. Grab whatever they have here for us. If you want to cook up a meal, you can cook up a meal. I'm just gonna grab what's in these crates here. Arrows. Nothing in there. And then you would think, according to the dot, that this is who we're supposed to speak to. It is not. We need to go up above. Let's see, what do we have here? Ooh, soldier's broadsword. Okay, so yeah, let's grab this. Let's get rid of this. And what's this? We haven't gotten this yet. Soldier's spear. I thought we had one of these already. Maybe not. All right, I have 2 of these. Let me get rid of these. One of these. Because I dig spears, and I'm just going to make these into better weapons right now. And our soldier's broadsword. Let's see. Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me make sure this is the strongest. It is. Okay. Got it. All right. Switch back to our spear. And then what we're going to do is we need to get right above our heads. So we're going to come to this doorway here. We're going to try to ascend up. And right over here is Hoz. We're going to talk to him and have a long dialogue. Sorry, but I'm in the middle of something. Huh? Link, is that you? You're alive? And all in one piece, it looks like. Does that mean Princess Zelda is safe too? What a relief. Hang on, you're alone? But you heard the princess calling out to you? You're here to help with the search? I see. Maybe I don't. I'm a little confused, but that doesn't matter right now. What matters is continuing our search for Princess Zelda. I'm relieved to see you come up here and help us, though. We needed some good news. The sheer amount of gloom has gotten overwhelming. Our work carries on, but we've been a bit dead in the water. Oh? Captain, it's Princess Zelda. Princess Zelda, she's safe. Wait, what? You saw that too, Link. You saw Princess Zelda turn into light and fly off, right? How strange. This is an emergency situation. Why would she leave without saying a word to us? We need to let Purah know about this as soon as possible. Considering what we just witnessed, I think it makes sense for us to withdraw, but it will take a bit. Please, you must tell Purah about what happened here as soon as possible. Alright, so basically we came up here, we spotted Zelda again, just sort of what seems to be an echo of her, but not really her. And it caused even more confusion, and now we've got to go back and tell Purah what happened up here. Before we go all the way down, just want to take advantage of the fact that we're way up on a high spot here. And just take a look around and see what we see. Obviously, we see there's a bunch of other towers. And let's see if there's any other shrines we can see from up here that we can mark that we'll eventually go to. So just take a look around on your end. That's the one we already have marked right there. Okay, we can't jump down from here. Let's jump down incrementally. And actually, if we jump into water... Oh, that's not water. Ah, I thought that was water. I almost killed myself. Let's eat something quickly. Alright, here's something you're going to see throughout the game down here on Hyrule. And it's these pinwheels. And this is a Korok puzzle, basically. So that we can get Korok seeds. And if you come up to the pinwheel, you have to get near it. What happens is you'll hear this noise, and all of a sudden these balloons will appear. And your job is to shoot them down. Oh. Okay, I'm having a hard time here. Clearly, you're meant to do it from this spot. As soon as you leave that spot, there's one. Two. How many we got? Three. Then it will make this noise, and a Korok will appear and give you a Korok seed. Now we have 5. So the pinwheel is another way to get a Korok seed. Also, you're going to see those little guys that we encountered up in Sky Island that say that they're missing their buddy, and we have to go help them find their buddy. All right, let's take a look from over here, see if we see any other shrines. There's one off in the distance there. Gonna mark that out, see if I see any others. No, and sometimes during the day it's really hard to see things. But anyway, let's get headed back down to Lookout Landing. And I'm going in the wrong direction. I was heading up higher, which we don't want to do. And you can see, if you look off in the distance, we see all these different towers. The reason I'm not marking them on the map now is because I want to get a bunch of shrines first, and we also need to get more abilities in order to travel to those spots. So eventually we will mark them all out, but for now, we're just going to mark out the shrines, and I'm not even going to go to the shrines yet. I'm going to go back and talk to Purah, and there's a reason for that. Now, obviously, if you wanted to go to this shrine right here, you can. Go for it. I'm just going to wait until we go through the next part of the story. And then we're going to be able to get to the shrines a lot easier than by on foot. So I won't give it away. All right, here we are back at Lookout Landing. Let me see, can I just ascend up? Why not? And here they are waiting for us. Link, well, did you find anything?
Huh?
You're telling me Princess Zelda was at the castle, and then she transformed into light and flew off? I've got to say, your stories are always so wild. But if you're telling me that's what you saw, then I've got to believe it. Sounds like we need to change our approach. Since the princess flew off, maybe we should redirect our efforts and dig into the upheaval, for now at least. I've already got a few regions in mind to start exploring. I bet we'll pick up clues about where she flew off to as soon as we look around. Oh yeah, you've still got the Purah pad, right? Can I see it for a sec? It's a little worse for the wear, but seems to be functioning fine. Map, 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 aha. Oh right, I forgot that before we can look at your overall map of Hyrule, we need to add map data from right around Lookout Landing. And for that, we need our Skyview Tower. Yosha, what's the status of the Skyview Tower right now? Let me see. Outwardly, the structure looks to be complete. Oh, but there's the travel point. It's still undergoing final adjustments. The travel point needs tweaking. Sounds like I better get cracking. Sorry about this, Linky. I'll fix you up quick. So just hang tight. In the meantime, why don't you rest up? You must be pretty tired. The emergency shelter is just the spot for you. It has free beds and a kitchen, so it's well stocked for getting some rest and rejuvenating yourself. If you want more info, talk to the soldier who's watching over everything from the center, right where the emergency shelter entrance is. If you need clothing for your travels, you should go to Mub's shop. I'll be over by our Skyview Tower, so when you're ready to head out, just let me know.
Yeah.
All right, Yosha. Let's work on the final preparations for the tower. I'll handle the travel point. Yosha, you're in charge of the switch. Okay, Doc, you can count on me. All right, so basically, while they're trying to get the tower online and ready, we have to go and sleep in the emergency shelter. That's the way the game is set up. So until we go down there and rest and sleep overnight, it won't be ready for us. So let's go talk to this guy. Whoa. Glad to have you back, Link. My name is Scorpus. I have been charged with managing Lookout Landing. If you have any questions about the place, any at all, come right to me. I will answer them. Now please allow me to open up the emergency shelter. You! Hey, it's me. Open up. This underground vault used to be an emergency shelter for the royal family. Now we're making constant use of it. Feel free to make yourself at home in our vault. Use any equipment you want. All right, so let's just jump down. You can climb down, but you can also just jump down. Here's the emergency shelter. So what do we have in here is we have a goddess. For when we have 4 light blessings, we can come and get a heart or a stamina vessel. Over here, there's always some free weapons. Let's see what we got here. A traveler's sword and a Boko Reaper. I don't have any room for them, and I don't really have a need for them right now, but just know there's always free weapons there. Over here, you've got a cooking pot. And we really need to cook up some meals because I realize we don't have a lot of meals right now. So I'm going to cook up a few things here. Basically, I'm just going to do a few meals for hearts. And then a few specialized ones. So depending on... We don't want to change the time. So depending on what you have gathered, make a bunch of meals. This one is going to be specialized for the cold. So I'm going to make a few cold resistance meals. We don't really need them right now, but we will at some point. Now, some of these items we're not going to cook. We're not going to cook these too. We're going to use those for weapons. This is a rush room, so we're going to do that. And that'll help us speed up if we want to. Also gives us 3 hearts. And we have this Stamelish room, which is for stamina. And 2 hearts. I'm going to combine these mushrooms and these herbs. It's basically just going to give us 4 hearts. And then let's see. I just want to show you the cricket, the restless cricket. If you have 4 of them, which I don't have, but I'm just going to grab this one. But if I had 4, it would last longer. And I'm going to take a monster part. And it's going to make an energizing elixir that's going to give me a little bit of a stamina wheel. Oops. And I think that's it for cooking. Oh no, we have a fish too. Okay. So now we have all the meals we need for now. You can talk to these people here if you want to, but I'm just going to go and rest over here. So if you rest overnight, it will restore your hearts. Also, we have to do it for the story to go forward. All right, let's just ascend up. Now we can go back and talk to Purah, and they will have this tower all ready for us, I think. If I put this here, then that goes there. No, 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 no. That's not quite it. That should do it. Hey, Link, you're all set. I just wrapped up here myself. The travel point is working fine now, or it will be once you do your part.
Hey!
We're ready, Yosha. Pull the switch.
Hey!
Once she pulls the switch, you notice that it activates all the towers throughout the whole Hyrule Kingdom. Or should I say it initiates them. We actually have to go to each one and activate them with our Purah pad. But for now, they all basically come online. All of the Skyview Towers have now been activated.
Yeah!
Okay, Link, your turn. Go hold the Purah pad over that terminal. So basically, now that I activated the terminal, it makes that hotspot so I can fast travel to the tower just like we fast traveled to shrines. Alright, the Skyview Tower is now active on the map. That means you can use this travel point to get here anytime, instantly. The same is true for every sky tower you add to the Purah pad. Impressive, right? But Skyview Towers are about more than just traveling quickly. Their primary function is to survey the area, or more simply put, to make a map. The Purah pad works with the Skyview Tower and scans the topography directly onto the map. Pretty great, huh? Only thing is, you need a paraglider when you're scanning. It takes a lot of skill, and nobody here had what it takes. To be honest, that's why we haven't tested it out yet. We needed you. Which brings us to this. Alright, so now we got our paraglider, and if you play Breath of the Wild, you know what this means. Now we can fly. Right, it's showtime. Let's start with the test scan. Now it's time for our very first test launch. I mean, our very first test. Just step over there into the circle and find me afterward, alright? I'll be observing from the research lab.
Yeah.
When the test scan is over, we'll have the final briefing on the search for Princess Zelda, and I'll also need to update your map with the places where the upheaval has wreaked the most havoc. Best of luck! Alright, so before I go up in this, I'm going to go do something that maybe not a lot of people do, but I'm going to go make it nighttime. Because it's going to put us up in the air, and you can just see things so much better at nighttime. Towers or whatever, so I'm going to go to the fire. I'm going to sit, and I'm going to make it nighttime. I'm also going to be silly. Instead of running up there, I'm just going to fast travel. Okay, you were supposed to go look from inside. All right, here we go. And now because it's nighttime, we're going to be able to see a bunch of shrines, and we're going to mark them out while we're up there. So initially when you go up in the tower, you can't control yourself. You can control the view, but you have to wait till it's done scanning and gives you a map, and then you can control yourself. All right, so now it gave us a section of the map. And now when I go back, I'll be able to control myself. It shows you part of the sky island too. It updates the sky and the ground. All right, so now I'm gonna hit X, and that's gonna launch our paraglider. And then I'm immediately gonna launch our scope. While you're in scope mode, it does not take away from your stamina. So I'm gonna look around and just try to find as many shrines as I can see that are close by. Let's see, do we have that one? Yeah, we have that one. We have that one? No. So basically, I'm just using this first time to find as many shrines as it will let me map. I think that's going to be it. Then I'm just going to glide back down to Lookout Landing, and we'll go talk to Purah now that we've mapped out this region. Welcome back. That was some good gliding up there, Link. I expected nothing less. So how did it go? Did you get the proper map scan? Good. That map is crucial to our search. There are Skyview Towers in every region in the world. You want to make a point of visiting them all.
Yes.
Right. Let's talk about the upheaval. It's affecting more than just the castle. Reports of other strange phenomena have been coming in from all over Hyrule. Let's take a look at the map. The first report comes from Hebra to the northwest. Next up is Eldin to the northeast. The Gerudo are reporting trouble in the southwest. And finally, there's Narayu to the east. The strange phenomena are concentrated in these four regions. I can't say for certain, but I've got the nagging suspicion that we might find out more about Princess Zelda by looking into these phenomena. Hey Doc, I don't know if this is helpful, but I heard something weird the other day. It was about someone who might have seen Princess Zelda in Rito Village over in Hebra recently. That's pretty weird, yeah. Generally speaking, I don't put much stock in hearsay, but this does sound like it's worth looking into. Oh, and before I forget, Link, we've asked the Lucky Clover Gazette to help us in the search for Princess Zelda. There's nobody who knows more about the goings-on in Hyrule than them. You can find them near the entrance to the Rito Village. If you go there, you should speak with the editor. I'm sure she can help out in some way too. I'll be here, directing a variety of investigations into the upheaval's many chasms and new ruins. I'll also be looking into the different villages. Someone somewhere might know what's happened to the princess.
Yeah.
I'm counting on you to check out the major phenomena that are troubling regions around Hyrule. We'll find Princess Zelda one way or another. Alright, so let's look at our adventure log here. So now Purah gave us these 4 marks on the map. Regional phenomenon. And clearly, she really wants us to go to Rito Village. That's pretty clear. And so Rito Village is actually at this one here. We can't really see because there's no map, but you can see the shapes. This is Rito Village. So that's where we're going to head in a little bit. Right now, I have these shrines mapped out, and I want to get, let's go to these shrines, and what we really want to do is get stamina wheels. The more stamina we have, the farther we can travel, and we can go to all these places much easier. So, I'm going to go into the tower, and instead of walking to all these, instead of walking to these things that I have marked out here, the shrines, we're going to fly to them. So obviously this one's closest, and then this one here. So I'm basically going to fly and take advantage of this. And is that another one that we didn't see? I see one over there too. Yeah, we didn't mark out that one. Oh, because we don't have any more markers. Alright, so I'm going to head over to this one here. We can glide most of the way, I think, because that's how close it is. All right, so some of these shrines are going to teach us things. This is combat training. All right, so the first thing we're learning is the side hop, which is the ZL button, and then the directional, and then we jump at the same time, to the left or the right. Let's give it a try. Yeah, I'm just not getting the timing right. There we go. And then you flurry rush with the Y button. So now instead of going side to side, we're going to backflip. So it's the same thing, except for we're going to flip backwards instead of left to right. And then you flurry rush. So basically you're jumping and then flurry rushing. Now we're going to just use our shields. And I probably want to change my shield up here so I'm not using this one. Oops. Man, my timing is terrible. Okay, I might die here. There we go. Parry. Okay. So this is basically a charged attack. I don't know if it works with a spear. Let's try. There we go, it does. All right, our very first training. All right, let's collect all the parts here. Oh, I definitely want that bow though. Let's get rid of these crappy ones. What do we have here? Rusty broadsword we don't need. What do they have over here? Rusty shield, rusty broadsword. I don't think we need any of that. Also, let me get rid of this. All right. Let's go get our light blessing and move on to the next one. Okay, cool. You know what? I want to keep this. So let's make room. We have 2 axes. Let's get rid of one of them. And then basically a Zone 8 sword works off our battery. And what would be really great is to combine it with a Zone 8 item. So this flame emitter. So I'm going to grab... Oh, wow. It won't let me grab this inside the shrine. All right, we'll wait till we get outside. All right, so what I wanted to do is show you these Zonite weapons here. So let me just activate this, and then we're going to come over here to our Zone 8 devices. I'm going to take out a flame emitter. And then I'm going to attach it. So now I have a zonite weapon that operates off my battery. So you see it'll last as long as my battery does. All right, I think this is a great place to stop, and we'll see you in the next video where we'll explore more of Hyrule and get a bunch of shrines and do a bunch of cool things, and then we'll start the regional phenomena quest. And don't forget, if you enjoy these videos and you find them helpful and useful and fun, please like and share. I'd really appreciate it.